Hey, IB Music, Mr. Honeyke here. Just want to show you how to put your experiments together, the audio files that is, into a single MP3 file that you can turn into me along with your experimentation report. So I'm going to show you how to do this on GarageBand. If you don't have a Mac, you can use different programs. If you look up BandLab or Soundtrap, I'm sure a lot of you in the class have other ones you may like. 90% of these steps are going to be the same regardless of the program, so I'm sure you can pick up the differences. But either way, like I said, I will show you how to do this on GarageBand. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to just do a new empty project. I'm going to click on just a regular blue audio track to get a blank setup here. Now, again, you're going to need your 6 experiments, 3 creating, 3 performing. And what you want to do is put them all kind of sort of back to back on a single track right over here. So I have just a whole bunch of random recordings here. I'm just going to pick a few. Now, these are in my Google Drive, so I need to download them first. If you have them just on your computer, you can just literally drag them and drop them. Since, again, mine are on my drive, I have to first download the file. And then, again, it's pretty simple. Once it downloads from Chrome, I can, again, just simply drag it, drop it in. And there's my first audio file. Obviously, mine's longer than yours will be. But there it is. Well, one important note, actually, while I'm here, please make sure that your metronome is off. You don't want that clicking sound, of course, going while your experiments are playing. So I put my first experiment in. I'm going to run out of space. I just need to extend my project here. And then again, just go to your second file, download it, get it wherever it is. And then just put, I don't know, a second of blank space in between. Get your second file, same idea. Drag it and drop it in. So you should have them back to back, and you'll just continue that process 6 times. It might be helpful for your sake, just to make your life easier, if because right over here it has sort of like the measure numbers, which don't really apply to you. So if I go over here and just change it to time, that way it just tells me what point in the recording each thing starts, right? So when I do my write-up, I would say experiment 1 begins at obviously 01, experiment 2 begins, obviously mine's longer than yours are going to be, but experiment 2 begins at 1 minute 46, and then again you'll put them all on the same track like so. Now you're going to need to export that track to make it an MP3 file, but I want to take a 3-minute detour here to show you something that you won't really need to do for your experimenting project, but you will need to do for your performance portfolio, which we'll be doing in like probably a couple of weeks from now. So while I'm here and doing this, I figured I'd show you this step right now. So again, you probably won't need this for your experiments, but when it comes time for your performance stuff, you will. Because for your performance portfolio, guys, I'm going to give you the files for the recitals and the concerts. What you're going to need to do is go into those big files that an hour long, whatever, and go in and just cut out the parts that you're using, whether it's your solo from the recital or your band, chorus, orchestra performance, whatever. So here's how we do that. So let's just go to this second one. This is actually one of our school concerts from way back when. 17. So obviously you can see there's a whole lot of dead space before the concert even starts. And let's say the part that I wanted to cut out, or the part I wanted to use, was just kind of here in the middle. So here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm just going to go kind of anywhere on this region right over here and just double click. And that brings up this editing box down over here. So what I want to do is find the section that I want to use. Okay, so obviously you have to listen to it and find where that section is, right? Just for argument's sake, let's say it's this section right over here is the part of my recital that has me in it that I want to use. So I got to get rid of everything that came before this. So if you look down here at the bottom, once I double clicked up here, it brought this up, right? So you'll see there's sort of 2 parallel tracks here, right? A top and a bottom that both look the same. Do not click on this top part. That it's something called flex editing. I'm not going to use it at all, and it will mess things up. So don't even touch it. But once I bring the masthead over here to where my section begins, if I go down again to the bottom portion, if I just double click right where this is, you'll notice that it's split this into two separate regions. So if this is the part I need, I can just go to this first part, click on it, and simply press delete on my keyboard, and it's gone. Then I listen, and then when my part of the recital is done, all right, whatever, you listen, whatever that looks like. Let's pick a spot at random. Here we go. Same idea. I go here. I find, I said 546 or so. Keep scrolling. There we go. Same idea. I go to the bottom half, double click right over here. Then this stuff, which I don't need, again, just click on it, delete it, and it's gone. So that way you'll go through whether it's your recitals, your concerts, and again, just kind of cut all the stuff that isn't what you're submitting to IB. That way you're just left with your performances. So again, that little tip you won't need for the experiments, but it's good to have for when the time comes. All right, going back to experiments mode. So what you should have, let me just drag this over so it's closer together since I made a few edits. All right, okay, so what you should have when all said and done is 6 experiments, again, all with just a very small space in between, 6 in a row. All right. Now, when your 6 experiments are all on the same track, here's the final step. Again, what you got to submit to me, which eventually goes to IB, is a single MP3 file. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go up to the top and click Share, and then Export Song to Disk. Okay, so you got to title it. So I would just put, put your name and then experimentation, all right, just some kind of name, whatever you want to give it. And then just for me, I'm just going to save this right onto the desktop of this computer here. Really important, just make sure it goes into MP3 format. Obviously, we want to make sure it's something that IB can open. And then it will export this as an MP3 file. It'll take a minute to do that. Okay, now that that's done, I should, if I get out of here, find, beautiful, an MP3 of my 6 experiments all back to back. And this MP3 is, of course, what you will submit along with your completed experimentation report. Okay, like I said, if you use something other than GarageBand, some of the specific clicks might be slightly different, but like I said, 90% will probably be the same, so you should be able to figure it out. Okay, any questions, let me know.